we go.
Hey guys, Eric here, back at Boulevard Mufflers, getting the resonators deleted. Those secondary cats / resonators. So we're up under the car. We'll film the process here and get a couple sound clips when we're done. Should sound a lot different. By the way, crap weather in Charlotte today. You guys can see that.
Body shop would jump all over that thing. They use them quite a bit.
Yep.
Converter straight in it. And it does, but it's metallic, not ceramic.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually has no effect. It's just a sound deadener.
Just a sound deadener.
That's all it is. It's built like a catalytic converter, but it's not.
Yep. So there's the piece out. You see he'll have to weld in. A bit of pipe there. And we'll cut that one out as well.
Do one side and leave the other. Boy, that sounds weird. When I was a kid cruising Franklin, which has been around this part of the country, perfect, exact same size.
Perfect fit.
Work out just about great. The outlet side is a little bigger than it is. So we'll go over this one and inside that one.
Okay.
Moves in flow.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll see Pack Brothers one day this week. I'll mention that buffer.
Yep.
They'll probably try to Jew you, but do not take less than 200.
Okay.
Tell him fuck you.
Okay. $200. I'll remember
Don't
that.
take less than 200. That's the complete setup. That is the body shop's dream.
Yep.
And they will pay a premium price. I would start out around 300, but I would not go below 200.
Gotcha.
Especially for a body shop.
Okay.
And we've been putting a taper in it so it'll float.
Okay. So y'all can see what he's doing there. He's tapering out the pipe so that it fits into the piece right behind the catalytic converter, and then shrinking down the other piece so it fits back into the other side, and then we'll weld it up. You see here.
And you only have a fraction of an inch to deal with when you do this. Because you can't spread the pipe. I'm not happy with that. I wanted a ½ inch longer.
So he's going to cut a slightly longer piece there. Right.
You go around and around in a circle.
So there's the piece tacked in.
This one has much more of a curve than this one.
Yep.
Actually, the next one I do, I may put a little curve in the pipe.
Nice.
But to me, straight is best.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Find them over, man, and make it yours. There's a big business is coming up with a piece of pipe that everybody wants. A while back, I built a muffler setup for a Mini Cooper. There weren't a lot on the
Right. Without a big, huge cam in it.
Cam at all.
Yeah.
Just gonna put a little 250 horsepower brake motor in this and cruise mobile. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Anytime you wanna, you got something in here that's interesting, you give me a call, and I'll come film
Some of
it.
you vets will get into some pretty exotic, strange stuff. And there's a guy over on Chambers Mountain. Stops from here quite frequently with a GT500. And we have modified his about like you would modify this one.
Nice.
And it's a very nice car. It really is.
Uh-huh.
Very, very, very nice. But he puts on his fire suit and his racing shoes and his racing jacket and everything just like he's on the track when he comes in here. And I've never seen the car go above 60 miles an hour on the street.
That's
But
pretty
it looks
funny.
good. He's got a very impressive car, some very impressive equipment. He put a fire system in it, redid all the belt.
Nice.
And it made him, he's safe now. Before that car was really easy. You do all this with a pig, you do all this with a pig,
Yeah.
oh, it would be beautiful. But a pig's a little more expensive than I can afford right now for a real one. You can buy those cheap pieces of junk at Harbor Freight.
Yeah. If you're gonna make an investment like that, you want it to be the right thing.
I just bought another MIG welder at 180 the other day as a backup for this one. I had a bad experience down here Saturday where the welder went down. Thank God I had a friend close by who had a portable welder.
So you guys can see what he's doing there. He's actually spraying the pipe with flame-proof paint to check for any holes in the welds, since the welds are hard to see. All done?
Yeah, light this monster up. I want to hear this.
Yeah, I do too. There you go. Those are deleted. All right, guys. First start up with the resonators deleted here. Let's see what it sounds like. Much better. Much better. All right, we'll take her down the block. There we go, with the resonators deleted. Sounds even better. Also fiddled with the pipes, make sure the tips stick out the way I want them to. Hey guys, it dawned on me that I forgot one step in this whole process. The NPP system has those two actuators in the exhaust, and we unplugged them. And we put electrical tape around them, but we never pulled the fuse. So I just wanted to go over that with everyone real quick, because that's a step you want to take to make sure there's no electricity flowing through that system. You know, even with the tape wrapped up around those plugs, you can still get dirt and stuff in there. You don't want to short circuit anything or have any voltage problems. So we're going to go through how to pull the fuse on the NPP system. Okay, so I got the hood open, fuse box cover off. And you see here, the one we're after is at F51. So you see 15 amp rear exhaust valve. So we're just going to pull that one. And if we look here, let's get them next to each other. Hopefully you guys can see that. So F51, we got K4, which is that guy right there. Let me point at it, hold on. K4, K5, K6, K7, K8. You see over here, K4, 5, 6, K7, K8. We're after F51. So it'll be that 15 amp fuse right there. You see that first spot, F52, is not used. So we are looking at the right spot. So we want to pull that little 15 amp there. I've got a pair of needle nose pliers here. And we're just gonna yank that guy out. That's what it looks like. And that's all you need to do. This cover just snaps on. See a little clip up there, clip down there. And that's done.